now looking back at it, it feels so surreal that I'm not talking about a movie or a story that I've read, but I'm talking about my own life. Because I was like 15 years old when I left high school, which is 1 year younger here in the Netherlands than most of the people. But that has to do with me being me having my birthday in October. And I don't know, I just had this gut feeling that I need to go to Brazil. I could not explain to people why. I was in the library looking up all the things that you could look up about Brazil. So in the encyclopedias, because back in those days we had books, we didn't have Google. And I told my parents that like, yeah, I'm gonna be 15 when I leave high school, and I think it would be a good idea if I go live in Brazil for a whole year. And they were like, girl, I don't know where you got that, but that's not gonna happen. And I said, yes, well, I have this feeling that I should go to Brazil. The people are nice in Brazil. It's abroad. I can learn a lot, and I should go to Brazil. And they were like, you can go to Spain, Portugal, somewhere in Europe, but you're not going to Brazil. That's on. That's in Latin America, far away. No, no. But I cannot explain to you why. It really was a gut feeling that I just had to go. I couldn't explain it. Still don't have an explanation for you, to be fair. I just knew I had to go there without knowing why. And I did everything in my power of a 15-year-old to convince the people that I needed to convince that I should go to Brazil.
And did you stay for a year or more?
I went through an high school program. So the program was only for 10 months, and I stayed with a beautiful family. And to be fair, I was really, really homesick when I got to Brazil. I was so homesick that my dad called me every week, and I was crying on the phone, yelling at him that he needed to book a plane and make sure I would be able to go home because I didn't want to stay in Brazil. So that was a learning curve. But in the end of the story, I stayed for 11 months and 3 weeks and 6 days. So one day before my visa expired, I took the plane back home. All sad, of course, because in the end, I didn't want to leave Brazil anymore. And yeah, everybody here in the Netherlands was really happy that I was home. But it was really weird because when you live abroad for a whole year, you even forget your own language. So the way you talk is weird, while it is your native language. You forgot how the Coke tastes in your own country. And I don't know if it was because I was that young, but coming home after such a long time, that was intense as moving abroad.
Okay, so let's slow down here because we're already getting to the story about you returning back to the Netherlands. But let's go back to when you got on the plane going to Brazil, when you're getting your bag ready and you have your ticket. What was going through your mind at that point, sitting down? Were you excited or were you scared? Walk us through it.
I was a little cocky when I was 15. I was quite cocky. I was not scared at all. I was just sitting in the plane like, I'm going to do this. Latin America, here I come. Yeah. And then we arrived and we first had a weekend with all the students that went to live in Brazil for a year with the organization. And that was, I think, 2 or 3 days. And then you moved to the place where you were supposed to go and live. And I took a plane to this small town in the inlands of Bahia, which is one of the bigger states in the northeast of Brazil. And then I got a bit scared because I looked outside of the window it's the inlands of Brazil, so there's no ocean, there's no beach, there's no sunshine. It was cold when I got off the plane. It was not this tropical island vibe that I thought I was going to through all the books that I've read in that library. So then I got a little bit scared and reality hit me like, oh my God, what did I do? Yeah, and then I went to meet my family, and then they took me home, and then I was yeah, that was really scary because they didn't know a lot of English, and I didn't know any Portuguese when I arrived in Brazil. So then, yeah, then I was like, oh my God, what did I do?